Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're listening to this. This is The Gifted and Insane. This is your host, Marzette Williams. I am your life coach and health coach over at MD Williams Coaching. I want to get right into it. We're going to be talking about how it's never over. I entitled this, It's Never Over, because I feel that it's not, and neither should you. Okay? We go around and we handle everything for everyone else or every other organization or, outside of our family. And we're exhausted. We're burned out, and I get it. But it's never over. It's never over for you. Now, let me tell you what got my feathers in a ruffle here about this whole concept of it never being over. I have a dear friend. I've known him about 10 or 15 years. And he knows that I'm in the wellness industry. I'm big on mental health and personal development, and I'm about learning, not only about the industry and things that can help you out, but things that can help me out. I don't feel that it's over for me. I don't feel that it's over for me. I can't sleep knowing that I've given up on myself. And that means that my whole world is going to crash around me. Because if I give up, I will give all the way up. It's not, I'm just going to plateau, which some people do. And that's another way of giving up, is just plateauing. This young man has plateaued and feels like there is nothing else left for him to learn, nowhere for him to grow. And as he put it, I am who I am, and there is no silly book out there that could make me feel any different. I am who I am, and there's no silly book out there that's going to make me feel any different. So naturally, I took that as a swipe at my little personal development library that I'm building here. And another thing I got out of that is that he feels that I need books to tell me who I am. And I believe that if that's the proper interpretation of what he was saying, that's wrong. We don't use these books or, watch lectures or listen to podcasts or anything to have someone tell us who we are. That's a discovery mission that should never end, because we're dynamic individuals. I'm pretty sure all of you can agree with that. Anyone that's willing to listen to me. We're dynamic individuals. That means that we change, and we're capable of changing. And not all change is bad. Any growth is a change. So for him to say, I don't need a silly book to tell me who I am. He hasn't picked one up to figure it out. Not all books, not all advice, not all lectures, not all of them work for everybody, but you find that out on the quest. You find that out in the search of your growth. You're finding out in the search of who you are, who you can be, and how you can do better, if that makes any sense. So that was really, really confusing to me. And I know I had to come to you guys with this, because maybe at one point or another, we do feel that it's over. And with things going on in the world the way they are, we feel overwhelmed. We feel like we're being piled upon, and it's not easy for us out there. We have kids, we have multiple jobs. We're new entrepreneurs that still hold a 9-to-5. It's just overwhelming. We get things piled upon our shoulders, piled upon our backs, and sometimes we feel the weight of that. Sometimes we feel it greater at one moment than we do at other moments. So I get it. Life is not a cakewalk, and I'm not trying to sell that to you. But what I do want to keep pushing, the theme, it's never over. It's never over. And some people have plateaued. Some people have given up under the weight of what's going on for them. Part of the reason is when they're in that cloud, they're in that fog with all of life's responsibilities swirling around them, it's hard for them to see out of that. And once they kind of calm that down, they're just exhausted. Just dog tired. Those of us who identify with me who work 5/8, 3 to 5, 12-hour shifts, 24-hour, 48-hour shifts, you guys know. Some of those shifts are brutal, and you don't feel like doing anything but dropping yourself in the shower and dragging out of there and going right to bed, neglecting everything. You don't have the power for it. What's starting to help me out is my organization. I am writing things down more, because when we're so challenged, we have so many things in our heads. It's best to get it out of our heads and onto some paper. Let the paper hold your thoughts, your ideas. Sometimes I slip up and do it, and I still think I'm Superman and Mr. Invincible, and I can hold everything in my head. And some things get dropped. Some things get lost, and that's okay. we're human beings. We figure it out. From some of us, we get reminded, and it's up in your face, and you can't do anything about it. You wish you wouldn't have forgotten, but you did, and someone will give you a reminder. We just put it down. But there are ways we can get organized, and the reason why I bring up organization, talking about it's never over, is because with some organization, we can kind of look and see where we can plug in little things for ourselves in there, just for some growth, just for some peace of mind, just for a release. Some of us just working, you know what the term goes, all work and no play. Some of us are all work and no play. Some of us are brainwashed to think that all work and no recreation is what responsible people do. But responsible people take care of themselves. Responsible people take care of themselves. And that's the theme of it's not over. You got to take care of yourself, because you're going to burn out and get to a place of no return, or feel like you're at a place of no return. And then that untrue statement of it's not over is going to feel so heavy and so strong, it really is going to be over eventually. It really is, because you won't pick yourself up to do anything. No exercising, no recreation, no reading, no fun with your family, none of that. So back to the organization. I mean, there are several ways you can do that. I'm pretty sure if you're not organized, you probably have one person that always talks about how organized they are. Well, if they're going to run their mouth about being organized, maybe you can hire them or ask them for the favor of allowing you to use some of their great organizational skills to help you out. Maybe they can help you with certain things. So you can tap into friends that kind of can see windows that you can't, because you're living in the fog of your life. You can also go to Google. There's a lot of different templates on how to organize different things, just even from day to day. Just organize your life with little checklists and stuff like that. I found that those things are really helpful, and it's satisfying to check things off my list. It really is. Even if it's a little thing, go to the grocery store. Even on my grocery list, I got everything off my list. I paid all my bills. I'm coming back home now. Even with the little changes that happen throughout the day, it's still satisfying for me to see what I check off that list. Also, there are a couple of things I'm going to hurl at you here. They have some life organizing templates you can check out, and they're not endorsing me, by the way. It's a website called betterup.com. They actually have a life plan template if you want to go look at that. There's also Abby Organizes. It's at justagirlandherblog.com. She has a bunch of, I think it's like 300 downloadable pages for you to scribble on, get your stuff together, or bottom line, just go out and buy yourself an organizer and use it. I'm a real book kind of person. We have our tablets, we have our phones, and that's fine. That's fine if you want to do that. If you want to use that, that's cool. I use that in conjunction with actually writing some things down. I tend to value things a little bit more, and it seems to hit home. It seems to make things more real for me when I write it down. And with this organization, I'm able to see little windows for me to cut out some me time, some growth time, some enhancement time. We're here, my listeners, my fans, my friends, we're all here to keep growing. It's never over. It is never over. Just keep that in mind, okay? If you guys got anything, you guys got some resources or something like that you think that I'll be able to use, or I can pass on to my other fans and friends and people listening to this podcast, hey, feel free. Hit me up at giftedandInsane@gmail.com, ZetWill88 on Instagram, ZETWIL numbers 8 and 8 on Instagram, and let me know. So let's keep growing and let's keep going. It's never over. Please don't buy into that, guys. It's never over. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up right now. I would like to thank all of you for listening, all of you that are sticking with me, and as I grow and as I go on, stay on this ride with me. We'll keep this thing going. So hit me up. You guys stay up and be safe. This is Marzette Williams, and this has been another episode of The Gifted and Insane. Thank you.